No countdown or nothing. Just put me on the spot.
You're live.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the N.W.A podcast. It's your boy E-Man. Got the Boston Hater here with me. How's everybody doing tonight? What's going on, Boston Hater?
Just another busy day like the other one. I had a whole week of constant nonstop. A few things of a personal matter, which I'm not going to get into too much detail on that. But other than that, all's well, man. No complaint.
Yeah, everything's been going good. We've kind of taken a break as it's been the off season. Not really much to talk about right now, but did want to let everybody know that we are alive and doing well, and look forward to discussing what certain topics that we have that we wanted to come on tonight and talk about.
Specifically have one topic. We started on it last week, and it was offense. We had the All-Pro. We picked basically a first and second team All-Pro of the offense, but only utilizing the NFC West. This week, we plan to do the same with the defense. Okay. I know we got Beto in the background somewhere. So Beto, everyone there. So
I was wondering why I was kind of freezing up for a second there.
Are you freezing up?
No,
it looked like he was for a second.
I didn't notice it.
All right, I'm just gonna get my water because I have to have my water and lemon, and then I'll join you guys. What's up, young hitter? Welcome, Corey Davis. Welcome, everybody. You're tuning in, and welcome to the N.W.A podcast here on YouTube. First and foremost, happy 4th of July weekend to everyone. Hope you guys are getting ready for your 4th of July barbecue. Be safe out there when you out there messing up with the fireworks. If you're going to mess with the fireworks, and if you're going to have a couple of margaritas, make sure you don't drink and drive like Eric does.
And if you're not going to barbecue, Beto is barbecuing, so go to Beto's house.
Come over, man. I got my trigger going. I'm going to be barbecuing some lamb.
I think I'm going to do some burgers this year, actually, because I just did some barbecue, not last night, but the night before.
Ooh, so what kind of barbecue?
Barbecue chicken, sausage.
Okay. Yeah, E-Man can barbecue some mean stuff, man.
I ain't on that next level stuff yet. I'm still young.
You're still a rookie?
I got much to learn from. I got much to learn from these old bucks here.
Oh, you're calling us old, huh? Damn, I forgot to hit record.
In a roundabout way, he did that.
I did, but indirectly called you. Yeah.
I
didn't say like you were ancient or anything like that. Like
now you did. Thanks.
Yeah. Indirectly once again.
I'm on a roller tonight.
Yeah, quit where you're ahead, bro. You're lucky I don't hit men with glasses. Oh, speaking of glasses.
But there is.
Speaking of glasses, I'm going to be joining you, Mr. Eric. I had to go see my eye doctor, and they prescribed me more for reading, but they do want me to wear it during the day as well or whatever. And so I picked me old school. I had to pick some Ray-Bans. So it takes about 3 weeks for them to do it. But so, yeah. When I read, if I put it like really close, it gets blurry. So I kind of have to read like arm length, and So talking about glasses, bro, I'll be joining. I don't know, Nate, do you wear glasses? You never wear them on here, so. No, yeah, lucky you, bro. And I'm old. Yeah,
hey, it's a matter of time. It's not
that O word.
It's when.
Yeah, yeah. When she told me I needed to wear glasses, bro, I was a bum. My wife's like trying to encourage me. It's okay. No, it's not.
Not a big deal. I mean,
get some LASIK eye surgery.
I'm scared of that.
Forget that. I'll gladly wear glasses before I'm gonna.
Yeah, me too, Nate. I'm with you.
Not happening.
But that's my news of the day. So I'm pretty sure
Uh,
nobody
outside
tuned
of
in for that.
Okay. Well,
no, nobody tuned in for classes.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Well,
we will. We're going to go ahead and last week, if you didn't join us, we spoke on the offensive side of the football of the 49ers and the NFC West. And we are going to go ahead and resume tonight on the defensive side, led there by Mr. Boston Hader. And me and Eric will have our pom-poms ready to cheer. There
okay.
you go, Eric. That's my boy. And with a smile, too. I love it.
There is one. There
Go
is
ahead.
one thing I did want to mention. Just an honorable mention. Not too much time taken up on this. The news about John Taylor and Patrick Willis being inducted into the 49ers Hall of Fame. I think it's
It's about time.
great and rightfully so. Yeah, about time for John Taylor.
Especially
Definitely.
for John Taylor.
Yep.
You know, Patrick Willis.
Yeah,
He
he's
ain't gone that long, so okay. But John Taylor. Man,
it's John Taylor. Yeah, it took him forever.
when did he retire? 96, 97, something like that?
Somewhere there. Yeah, it's yeah.
Been in there a
Yeah.
long time ago. Oh, you
Yeah,
know,
it's,
better
it's
than never.
No, I mean,
unfortunate.
understandably, what he's done for the franchise as a whole, definitely worthy there. As far as being in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I'm not really. I don't think he cuts it to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but
No.
definitely what he's done for the organization, he deserves rightfully so to be there.
Yeah, he was he did a lot for the team, man. He was a great number 2. I think he would have been a number 1 in any other offense, but he kind of got a little bit overshadowed by if you're going to get overshadowed, you're going to get overshadowed by the great Jerry Rice. So, but I like
Well,
watching John Taylor play.
that's the thing. Both of them went to small schools, so I mean, and John Taylor was a 3rd-round pick coming out, so that's when. I mean, back then there was a lot more rounds in the draft, so like you look at all these other players and whatnot, like you wouldn't have think that somebody from a low school going in the 3rd round when there's like 12 rounds. I can't even remember how many rounds, honestly. I knew there was a lot.
It was more than there is now, that's for sure. I forgot my water. All right, I'll be right back, guys.
But yeah, that's the main thing with that. And, I don't even have to go into perspective as far as with Patrick Willis. He deserves to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Perhaps. Yeah. Shortened career is gonna be troublesome for him on that. I hope that he is able to make it, but I am concerned with the shortened career. But he's got a good shot.
I think it's going to be further down the line, but I think I'll eventually get in.
Most likely.
But yeah, going forward, I know we wanted to talk about the defense. I don't remember if I was. Look, it's been a minute, and my memory's not that great. I don't know
Well,
if I don't think I was a part of when y'all were talking about the offense.
no, you weren't here that day. You and I talked off air about it a bit, but
That's why it sounds familiar to me. So,
yeah. So defense. We'll start with at defensive tackle. Who do you feel? This is a tough one. Is the best defensive tackle in the NFC West?
I've got Aaron Donald.
That's not a tough one. Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. Aaron Donald is our nomination for the first string All Pro defensive tackle in the NFC West. I like Puna Ford as the second guy from Seattle. I think that he's a heck of a run stuffer. He causes havoc and pushes the pocket, a, on a pretty good level. I mean, he's probably the best all around defensive lineman on the Seattle Seahawks, period. So, yeah, I'm going to give him the nod over a couple of guys that I put second team. I went with Eric Armstead and Sebastian Joseph Day as the second team guys. I think Puna Ford edged out Armstead, and I think it's more because he's a part-timer. He does defensive tackle, defensive end. I think that he's more effective overall as a defensive tackle, so that's why he got the nod here for that. And yeah, that's where I stand. I don't know. You guys may differ on that. I'm not sure.
No, I was actually right there with you on as far as like a second team with Eric Armstead and Day. I mean, it sounded. I mean, we haven't seen the potential of what some of these. I mean, we've only gotten 1 year of Kinlaw, so I can't really put him on any kind of list, especially above Armstead. And
No.
I'd like to see more from him this year. So I do think he has the potential to edge that to make his way into that team.
Beto, you have any other thoughts you want to add?
I kind of walked right into that conversation, but real quick, let me just welcome Dina and Roberto that just came into the show. Welcome to the show. We're discussing players. How do you want to word it again?
Basically, we're creating first and second string all-pro teams strictly from the NFC West. So basically, I'm going to just go ahead and preface this with what the reasoning for this was. Basically, I'm just showing, based on if you looked at last week's show and if you looked at this week's show, just today, that I don't understand why, based on what you see on these teams that we've put together, first and second string, why the 49ers are not the favorite in this division. I don't understand it. Okay. There's a lot of people that are putting the Rams as the favorite. I don't get it. Move on to the defensive end position. Anybody got some ideas of who they feel are the best two defensive ends in the NFC West?
I'm gonna go with Chandler Jones and Nick Bosa.
Yeah. Rough choice, huh? Yeah. There is a definite shortage in our division of quality defensive ends. So those guys, they are probably two of the best in the league, let alone just in the division. So we just happen to have two of the best. Of course, one of them is ours. And, it's a major drop off from there. Just
major.
Well, you guys can't forget D Ford, though.
Well, here's the problem with D Ford. As quickly as I would love to throw D Ford on one of these lists, I honestly don't know if D Ford's ever going to play again. I have a hard time
even
on there. So it's I can't really just justify in my mind. Here's a guy that has only played a handful of games in the last 2 seasons, and he only played parts of one and some change last year. I'm really worried about where his career is going. I would love to see him get out there. I would love to be proven wrong. But right now, I can't put D Ford in the conversation, even though he is one of the better pass rushers in football when he's healthy.
Yeah, and even so, I don't know if we put him ahead of Chandler Jones.
Oh no, I would still put him on the second team, but
second team, yeah,
he definitely would belong. But I can't, in my mind, over what I've seen for the last 2 seasons, I can't put him on there. So moving right along to the second team, and this is where it gets interesting. All right, I have J.J. Watt as the next best defensive end in the NFC West. He would be the first part of the second team. To me, it's just astounding that a guy that plays a handful of games and is still more productive than everybody else in the division. Missing what? Was it 6 or 7 games he missed last year? I can't remember.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And he still,
I don't recall, honestly.
yeah, it wasn't even close. He was so much more productive than everybody else in this division. And, if that's what you got to go with, you can imagine who the next scrub is on this list. It's bad.
Yeah. It's one of your favorites there, a Boston hitter.
Doesn't get good. I mean, there's some guys with some potential out there that might reach their potential, but as far as actual performance, and I mean, these are guys with very low, very few pressures. Their pass rush win weight. When we talk about pass rush win weight, what that is you are matched up one-on-one on a tackle, and you're just putting your best move and counter move on him that you can, and you're beating him pretty quickly, not beating him 3-4 seconds in because you actually lost it. But, some people get sacks, cleanup sacks after that because the coverage was good or the quarterback was bad at finding open receivers, one or the other. But that's what win rate is, and it's very low for everybody past those 3. And so, with that being said, the number 2 guy on the second team, defensive end at the NFC West, is Kerry Hyder. Now, anybody who watched this show knows that I didn't think much of Kerry Hyder when he was on our team. We've got a couple of people on our team that have potential to be better than him. They have not shown better than him, but they have the potential. So I would much rather roll with potential when he looks like he's at his ceiling. And so I'm good with that. But potential is a bad word to a lot of people, because if you're just potential and you've been playing professional ball, that means that you never reach that potential. So when we talk about you have potential and you've been playing, that's not a good thing. So Kerry Hyder, second team, all NFC West.
Congratulations, sir.
Anybody disagree with that, or maybe think somebody else was more deserving, or anything?
Who's
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that.
It's not a good group.
Yeah, I'm not really fond of the other defensive ends. I mean, you practically have 2 teams that have good defensive ends rolling into this season. Well, I will say that one of them is like we don't know what's going on with D Ford. For all we know, we don't know where he stands, if he's going to play the season or not. So,
no.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. I'm adding our live to different 49er groups, but it's going to be difficult to really depend on D Ford. Like Ned said, he's coming off an injury. There's a possibility that he may never play again. I'm hoping that we can get him at least on third down type of situations.
That would be great.
Maybe he can be effective that way. But we're going to have to wait and see. Unfortunately, we can't rely on, and if you can't rely on someone, you can't really put him technically on the list that we're doing tonight, because there's someone that you can't rely on. So you have to go, unfortunately, even with other players that might not be as good as him, but if they're on the field, they make the list.
Okay. That leads us to another group that, as a group, is almost as pathetic as the defensive end class in this division, and that is the linebacker position. Another very top heavy group that, after the first few guys, it falls off a cliff.
Yeah.
First guy, one that all of us will be familiar with, that's Fred Warner. Fred Warner is, no, not by a large margin, but he is the best linebacker in the NFC West.
Ooh, really?
A close second is Bobby Wagner.
You put him above Bobby?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Bobby, Bobby slipped a little bit. If you watch Bobby last year, he slipped. He's not
the Bobby of old.
Yeah, maybe.
Still down good though.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I take
that's
nothing
not taking
away.
anything away.
I said it's really close, but he's a little bit better than Bobby. Bobby's going one way and Fred's going the other. So
Bobby's going to number 2 and Fred's going to number 1.
Yeah, it might actually get to be a wider margin this year because Bobby is declining unless he steps it up this year by some who knows. But last year was definitely not one of his better years, but it wasn't a bad year. It was a good year still, just not one of his better years.
Welcome, Kathy, to the show, by the way. Happy 4th of July weekend. Welcome to the show. Yes. So you have Fred Warner 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Proceed, sir, before I really interrupt it. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. And we have, I think I mentioned this last week. We're only going with 2 linebackers because over 70% of snaps in the NFL are played out of the nickel. So that means that your strong side linebacker is essentially a backup because he's going to play less than 30% of the snaps.
Yep.
But you're getting 70% from your nickel corner. So we're going to have 3 corners, 2 running backs. We're not going to
3 corners and 2 running backs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Rick.
I'm like, all right.
I ran right by that. 3 corners, 2 linebackers.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rick.
If there was a third linebacker, I think it would be Leonard Floyd from the Rams. So
it absolutely would not, because
he's gonna put Drake Greenlaw above him.
Third best linebacker in the NFC
It
West.
is Drake Greenlaw, bro.
Keandre Greenlaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I just wanted to catch some crap for that comment.
For the 2 running backs? Yeah.
Floyd is.
He's just getting.
That would be interesting to see 3 corners and 2 running backs in the back.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to see how they cover,
tackle each other.
Yeah. So,
hi, tackle.
Once you finish those 3 guys, you've really had a major decline in the performance of the linebacker position. So the last guy on the second team by default, Isaiah Simmons. Another one with good potential.
God.
Played really good in the second half of last year, but really struggled in the first half. That's as good as it gets that I mean, can you think of anybody would be more fitting? I mean, that's what I came with.
No.
Oh, man.
That's about it.
It is pathetic when you try to think about it.
It's a tough group, man. I mean, that and the defensive ends were terrible groups.
Quan ain't there to get hurt.
Yeah, it's pathetic when you can't come up with 4 guys from a division with 4 teams. Can't get 1 guy per team. Yeah, it's bad. But the one thing I do want to point out about those is a lot of those guys on this list, they're our guys. So once again, we're showing that we have depth at positions more so than other teams.
Yeah, we're pretty stacked.
The linebacker situation being as bad as it is in our division, we have 2 of the 3 best linebackers in the division. So, that paired along with when you look at the defensive line, we have more, we have more quality defensive linemen than any team in our division. So it's just tough to see how they are still pointing to the Rams as the favorite. I don't get it. Okay. On that note, moving along to the corner position, there will be 3 corners, as I said, 3 per first and second team.
3 corners. And no running backs.
No, we're not going to do running backs. We'll leave them on the offense.
We did it last week.
Yeah.
I need to go watch this show. I'm sorry.
We'll make this easy. Best corner in the NFC West. Anyone?
Best corner?
Ramsey.
No, it can't be him.
Bingo.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey.
It's an actual easy question. And this is a position where I
thought it was Johnson.
Yeah, definitely. But this is a position where you'll see where I always talk about our team having the depth and this. You're going to see a little different at this position. Second, Jason Verrett. And third, Troy Hill. Now, you got the 2 starting corners from the Rams on the first team. And you don't have any Cardinals. You don't have any Seahawks. And you got 1 Niner. So, once again, we got a guy in the mix, but the Rams seem to build from the back to the front. I think they prioritize the corner position more so than we do. I think we put a lot of emphasis on the guys up front. So it shows even in our results. Moving along to the second team, you'll see that there's another team that prioritizes that position as well. First off, my first guy for the second team cornerback, Byron Murphy. Go ahead, Eric.
I was wondering why I was thinking of that name.
Yeah. Now, this name I don't like saying and it'll be for obvious reasons when you hear the name. But the next guy on that list is Malcolm Butler. Yeah.
What? Wait a minute.
He happens to be a member of the Arizona Cardinals. But yeah. So anyway.
You'd put him above one?
He's better than K1. But once again, we're not going to
dive. K1's not in the West, though.
What? Who?
K1's not in the West. Oh, you're talking about corner. Never mind. Sorry. I'm going back to sleep.
Next.
Hey, you said running backs, bro, so I just joined you in your
K1 Williams is the last.
Well, at least I didn't say KY. Stop.
Thank God.
I bailed you out, bro, with the running backs. So stop.
I'm really going to have to. You have said that a number of times, and I'm wondering why you are so enamored with KY.
Oh, because I keep looking at Eric's butt.
No.
Well, you asked. Don't ask if you don't want to hear, bro.
I didn't think that Malcolm Butler had that great of a year last year. Looking back at that, so.
And neither did K1 Williams. Moving right along.
Welcome, big stinker. Welcome to the show, brother.
So,
yeah. So I apologize for that, Kathy.
Yeah, I know.
I lowered this to the lowest I can go. We're on 720, bro, and it's the thing is that this never happened. Same internet, never happened before. I don't know. Anyway. I apologize, Kathy.
So Murphy, Butler, Kwan Williams. Safety, Jimmy Ward. That's second team. Jamal Adams, probably the best safety in the division. I'm leaning toward Buda Baker as the next best thing. Anybody?
I don't disagree with that.
Beto?
Nope.
Thoughts? No?
No disagreement.
Got
there.
Okay.
got Jamal, got Buddha, and then Jimmy.
Jimmy is a second team.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to go with, on the second team of the other safety, I'm going to go with Quandre Diggs. Yeah. I'm not really seeing a lot of depth at safety in our division either. We didn't do bad there. That's a good 4. I don't feel bad about having to throw Diggs on there like I did having to throw like the last guy at defensive end or the last guy at linebacker. So I feel a lot better about that. And once again, you'll see that on this first and second team, there are a number of Niners that are on both. You know, you got a good handful, good mixture of both. At least today, Beto, I wrote down the names of the guys I was picking and not just pick them on the fly like I did on the offense.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. So we have we're running totals on this last week. I don't remember what the totals were last week for the offense, but I do remember that we had more first teamers. I think us in Seattle had the same number of first teamers. I think it was 4, if I remember correctly. And we had, was it 3 second team? I want to say 3. Don't quote me, but anyway, we had quite a few, and we matched up pretty much with everybody. The only ones that had a total number of people on that list that more than us was the Rams, and they had a bunch of second teamers and only one first teamer, which was what was his name? I think I gave it to the running back. Yeah,
Cam Akers.
Yeah, I gave Akers was the first team running back. Because it really wasn't. When you look at the division, we don't really have a standout running back, and I think he's going to lead the division in rushing. I don't see anybody outdoing him.
Chris Carson can't stay healthy, so.
And I still don't think he would outdo him, even if he could.
I still don't think he's better than Cam.
Yeah, Cam's pretty good, man.
Yeah. And our guys, even if they were better, they're not going to get enough carries. So,
yeah.
They're going to be 3 or 4 deep, switching the ball up to this guy. He's going to get 150 carries. He's going to get 130 carries. He's going to get 95. He's going to get 74. So we're going to spread all ours out. We're going to run a lot, but we're going to spread it out.
Yep, nightmare for fantasy football people. 59ers running backs.
And you know what? All you fantasy football players, it's not real. I don't care. Fumbles, yeah, no. Wins.
You agree with him there, Eric? Just wins is the only stat to worry about?
That's the most important one.
That's a team stat, though.
And that's all I care about is the team. I want the team to win.
No argument there. I want the team to win too, but I think other stats are pretty much important as well. But that'll be for another show.
Not as important as that.
Yeah, well, not as more important than the win. I mean, you can have a quarterback throw over 300 yards, and if you still lose,
cares.
Yeah, I don't think the quarterback is too excited about.
Yeah, you you throw for 300 and 400 yards.
Tom, you're bad luck, bro. You come in and I start
It's all about
freezing.
how. Yeah.
But Eric,
Well, mine actually just started clearing up. Like I don't
yeah,
know, it was lagging really bad.
I had the same issue, but it seems okay right
But
now.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
I just look at how effective, like for instance, if you're measuring a quarterback, I look at how effective they, not looking at yards or anything. I look at how effective they move the ball through the game. Like example, if you go back to when we played against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, those first three quarters, would you say that Patrick Mahomes had a good game? I wouldn't. I didn't. I think he was flustered. I think he. That's probably one of the worst times that we've seen Patrick Mahomes play outside of the Super Bowl that he played against Tampa,
Well,
because that was terrible.
and I want to get into Patrick Mahomes because I really don't care either one. You know, bottom line is
I don't really care for him, but I'm just saying, like, as far as like,
there's effectiveness and there's ineffectiveness, and you know what? It doesn't take a football expert. Anybody who sits up and watches a game can see this team moving the ball up and down the field. Now, moving the ball up and down the field between the 20s, is it effective moving the ball? Not exactly. If you're not scoring, and even though it looks good in the stat sheet, it's still not good. Yeah, you've got to score. If you don't score, it's tough to win.
yeah,
So when you're moving up and down the field, you've got to, points per drive is if you really want to talk about stats, that points per drive, that's a big one. When you talk about yards per attempt for a quarterback, and low turnovers, that usually leads to a very, a good yards per attempt and a low turnover ratio usually ends up, teams that have that kind of thing usually score a lot of points. So there are certain stats that connect to winning. Yeah. And turnovers, being on the negative side of turnovers, that's one that usually leads to losing, and vice versa when you're on the plus side of it.
yeah. I mean, not many times will you find a team into a game like we did against Pittsburgh, turning the ball over as much as we did, and still winning a game.
That is the exception and not the rule. You got that right.
But I mean, we did cause some we had to cause some turnovers of our own. So I mean, when you do turn the ball over, you're gonna have to expect something big in return from your defense to stay in a game. Otherwise, they're just gonna tire your team out and go down there, and they're just gonna beat the brakes off of you.
And fortunately, they didn't get a lot of points off those turnovers. We had a ton of them, and they really didn't cash in.
Yeah, that was definitely the key in that Steeler game. Is all those turnovers that we gave, and they were not able to. What did they come up with? I think 6 points. I think from all the turnovers, but it was low. So.
Turnovers.
It wasn't much.
It wasn't even a high-scoring game.
No.
And the killing part was we were moving the ball at will, but we were turning it up.
Yeah.
It seems like as soon as we got into a position to score, we would give the ball back to them.
Yeah, I don't think if we would have not turned it over, that game would have been pretty heavy on our side.
Could have been ugly as hell.
Yep.
Probably a blowout.
But those turnovers, man, they were painful.
I'm still. I look back at that game. I'm still shocked that we won that game.
Yeah, it wasn't even a game that I was too happy. I mean, a win's a win, but it wasn't one of those wins like you felt really proud of. You're like, damn, we got lucky. What did it read? I didn't read it.
Tom,
Oh wow,
Tom,
Tom.
way to go, Tom.
Where's the boot? Where's the boot button? Let me see. Oh, there he goes. Tom, missed my Canadian brother.
That was great.
Kiss my Mexican. You know what? That's it. I have to go. I have to set up an appointment with my psychiatrist. I am emotionally distraught by that comment. I don't know if I can proceed.
This guy.
That's it. I'm losing it. Oh no, the tears are coming. Okay, I'm over it.
I hope so.
Oh yeah. I farted on my left cheek and
With that.
it went away.
I was gonna say it's just a.
It was
it's
a
just
little
the
bubble.
estrogen just kind of kicking in there a little bit. They had to change the tampon.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Corey.
Yeah, thank you, Corey. Appreciate that. Corey's been doing great in his bike riding, man. I've been proud of Corey. He's been riding his bike. I forgot what they're called, but the one with the 3 wheels.
Yeah.
And he's been very
Would that be a
disciplined.
trike? Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. Trike, is that what it's called?
Maybe
Yeah.
it's got 3
I
wheels.
think you're right.
Try.
I don't know. Last time I rode a bike, I was 11. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the season. The only thing is it's going to go by fast.
We got a way to go. It's getting there, but and we got over 2 months till the season starts.
There you go, Tom. Just for you.
That's a long way.
We got one less preseason game to deal with, though, so that's always a positive.
Well, if we can
I liked it. I liked it last year.
If we get rid of the other 3, it'd be good. But good luck with that.
I just, of course, our rookies are going to get in there and they're going to get a chance to play. I just don't want to get the negative effect of people coming in and saying, "Oh, just because Trey Lance has a great preseason or whatever, that he's the absolute answer moving forward." I firmly don't agree with that whatsoever.
The fact that you're bringing up anything that has to do with preseason, I disagree with everything that comes out of the preseason that says that somebody's going to be something in the regular season. I think the preseason is to get prepared for the regular season. The fact that it's televised, the fact that people pay for it, I think is just an atrocity. It's ridiculous. People should.
I think it should be free.
Yes, and especially, my people that are season ticket holders. You buy 2 season tickets, home games. Especially this year because you have 9 road games, so you're still buying 2 preseason tickets, and you're not even getting a real game.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Nice said that in 2019 we lost 3 games less than 3. 2 of those games we missed field goals. What do you think about that was in 19.
What do I think about 2019 when we lost 2 games because of missed field goals? We had an injured kicker and we were using a backup kicker in one game. And then we had the kicker coming back from injury and having a bad game kicking. Then I'm fine with our kicker. That's my feeling. He was hurt. He came back. Didn't do so well in that first game back. The game that he missed, which I do believe was Seattle. And that was a backup kicker. Yeah. I don't know any team that rides with a bona fide starting kicker as their backup. So when you lose your kicker, expect there to be a drop off. I'm good with
And here's the thing: when he missed that,
consistent, I don't have any problem with our kicking situation. So that's digging way back there. Our kicker was pretty darn good last year, and was healthy.
yeah,
And we're going to be rolling with the same guy this year. We should be fine.
yeah, I think. Sorry about the dog. I don't know why the hell she's barking, but okay. I think a lot of it had to do with. I think a lot of it had to do with our long snapper there missing. There's a few bad ones. I know that we had some issues with Nelson, and then it kind of worked its way out after that.
Yeah, wasn't a big deal.
Wasn't really a big deal. No.
Yeah, you're talking about you lost 3 games by less than 3. Well, you only lost 3 games. So in a season where you only lose 3 games, it's pretty darn good no matter why the reason you lost them. Yeah.
And essentially
you couldn't tackle a guy at the 1 yard line. He pushed in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then we won another one because we could tackle a guy at the 1 yard line. So there's a lot of close, tight stuff. It's a game of inches.
And here's the thing about that: when Robbie Gold was out, and I think it's Chase McLaughlin or whatever was the backup, he actually made a clutch kick to send the game into overtime.
But
and then
major in overtime.
But that kick in overtime, oh my God, it did.
He kicked that ball.
Looked like I kicked it
to the sideline. He kicked it so far off. That was a terrible kick. I didn't know what the heck was happening with that. But
I watched it a few times to make sure it wasn't blocked. That's how bad it was.
That's nerves. That is straight up nerves. You don't miss a ball that bad. You're an NFL kicker. I don't care if you're a backup. That was nerves. He choked.
Yeah. I bet he was wishing somebody got a tip of that.
I kicked it that bad. It was blocked. That'd be my story.
It's like, oh shit, I'm cut.
Get rid of that tape. Don't want nobody looking at that one.
He's like, I think they're gonna cut me after this game.
You're the backup kicker. You're getting cut anyway. When the starter comes back, you're done. He's better than you.
Yeah.
So that goes without saying. But if you do good, the thing about it is there might be another team with a struggling kicker that might let their guy go for you. So unfortunately, he didn't do that.
I actually feel pretty strongly about our kickers, kicker and punter. I think I really like our punter. I'd probably say, he's pretty good at what he does, honestly. Can't really elaborate too much on that. It's definitely an upgrade from Bradley Pinion.
Oh, the punter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, I have no complaints about the punter.
But anything.
It's our highest drafted punter, though.
Hey, he likes to tackle too, so.
Yeah, I don't know that I really want my punter tackling. I don't care what he likes. Punters that tackle means that the coverage is not doing their job. I don't want the punter tackling.
Yeah, if he gets to the punter to be your ultimate one that stops the play for being made, where's the rest of the crew at? Missing tackles.
Yeah. More than likely, he's the last line of defense, and hopefully he'll slow it down so that other people can make the tackle.
I don't know. I just had that image of Antonio Brown putting the cleat to the dude's face. Like it's just, I can only imagine how that went. You know, when he straight up kicked. No, okay.
No,
I don't know. I don't
You
know.
don't remember that?
no.
He did some kind of like karate kick to that punter. This guy here. Okay,
Who cares?
And your point.
I'll get you. I'll get you in touch with my agent.
Antonio Brown.
I think you lost him as soon as you said Antonio Brown.
Pretty much.
That was when he was actually not like. Well, he's always been crazy. So
Yeah, no such time.
he's a clown.
Antonio Clown.
Hmm.
Boy, we just gave him way too much time.
The fact that his name was brought up.
Hey, watch it.
Yep. I wonder who brought it up.
We were talking about drop kicking. I was talking about drop kicking punters. Okay.
No. You were. Nobody else was.
Yep, good point.
His name's gonna be changed from Boston Hater to just Hater. Why am I upside down?
Because you mentioned Antonio Brown.
Let it go.
Yeah, I put you a little closer to Nate.
This guy.
Not you.
No.
Can't
Okay.
be-
Obviously, it's time to end this show. Because
Oh, we're having fun.
no, we are not.
Wait, I'm going to put you upside down so everybody can have fun. You guys are doing it's 4th of July weekend. Lighten up a little bit.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, take a little bit more sip of what you're drinking there, Boston Hater.
Yeah, whatever.
Put it over. You need some of that Mexican tequila.
I don't.
No, we don't want your tequila, bro. 'Cause then you'll be dancing. We don't want that.
Nah.
That's not gonna happen.
Eric don't even need that to dance. Hi, Eric. You just need some music.
Yeah.
But so to the conclusion of this show, who has the better roster defensively in the West?
Yeah, top to bottom, Niners do. I mean, we can break it down and dissect if you want, but top to bottom, we do.
I can't
but
disagree.
when it comes to the defensive back and the, when you talk about corners and linebackers, we're thin at both. We have a lot of players, but not a lot that stand out. So
Yeah, I don't feel great about the dip we have behind those players, but
no,
I think that I definitely like our first team, but behind that we're just hoping that none of the guys have to come in. And ultimately I think it's inevitable for everybody to stay healthy.
That's definitely
Somebody's
the
gonna
key.
get hurt.
Well, I hope it doesn't happen in the secondary. That's for sure.
yeah, and
I don't want it to happen anywhere.
Well, no, of course. But if it's going to happen, I'd rather it happen in the defensive line than the secondary.
yeah, about PFF overall rankings. Yeah, I have that PFF stuff. I don't buy into that at all. I mean, you can sit up and look at top to bottom. You definitely have two teams in our division right there, point blank. I firmly disagree. I mean, I will say that, they can say what they want to say about the Rams, Arizona. Seattle is not a good team, but Russell Wilson makes up for a lot of what we're not. So, can they win a division because Russell Wilson is standout? Absolutely. He's proved that. He proved it last year.
Yep.
And could he do it again? Why not? But top to bottom, if you're just talking about rosters, there is no roster better than the Niners in the NFC West. When you start talking about these other teams, when you say Green Bay, Cleveland's got a darn good roster. I don't know that I agree with them being better than the Niners overall, but they do have a darn good roster. The Vikings,
Nope.
They're too up and down for me.
well, they had a lot of injuries last year. I'm not going to really
Yeah, especially on that defensive side of the ball.
on that, but they have a heck of a roster too. I don't know that it trumps ours, but it's good. I know I'm going to give credit where credit's due. And I think that the thing about the Vikings and why we don't have to worry so much about them is because number one, they still haven't got the requisite parts to stop our running game
Yep.
because they have not changed enough on the defense to upgrade that. And we are still better than them at the quarterback position. So, yeah, that kind of rules them out. Green Bay, come on, Green Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, Green Bay, when we have a competent quarterback, they don't even compete with us.
To your point, the Vikings had a hard time stopping our run. They did a better job than the Packers did.
6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. They both did a pretty awful job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They both did. But
I
the
mean-
Packers, yeah. Even with Aaron Rodgers, they couldn't do nothing with us.
I think, did they do better than the Packers, or did they just get a smaller dose than the Packers? That's the way I remember it. It's kind of equally as bad.
Yeah, I think they got a little bit less dose
Yeah, I think so.
with the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but back to according to those rankings, PFF,
Yeah.
that's just the way of them getting clicks and just what
Yeah,
what their idea is, who's better than who. But
and I'll have to look at it. I mean, I have that, so I can go in and look to see what they're saying and what their justification for that is. But when I look at throughout the league, we have a top 5 roster. There's only a handful of teams that I can really justify putting in front of us. And a lot of times I'm putting some of these teams like the Kansas City Chiefs because they're so much better than us at the quarterback position, which is the position that makes the most difference on a team. So because of that, they have that roster. But if you took that quarterback and you gave us both equal quarterbacks, they don't have a better roster than us.
no way.
No.
I agree.
I am kind of curious to see where we fall as far as roster goes. Like, who are the team? I mean, yeah, obviously our roster is top 5, but outside of Kansas City, what would be the other 3 teams that would be above us?
If I was arguing, Buffalo, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I might argue Cleveland. It's right there. Oh, look there. Kansas City, Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Buffalo. Baltimore? Maybe. I'll put them right in that ballpark. But Denver?
Yeah,
Denver falls off the map because they don't have a quarterback. I mean, if you look at the rest of their roster, it's actually pretty darn good.
But the most important spot is what they're missing on right now.
That's that Chip. I believe that 5, arguably 6 at the worst. Yeah, we're either top 5 or 6. Yeah, just based on their list. I mean, when you start looking at the beginning of theirs, having the Bucks, the Chiefs, the Bills, Cleveland is maybe they're there because they have a really good roster. Baltimore, those teams after that, we got better rosters than all those teams. You know, I can only accept the argument, I should say, for the first 6 on that list. And I don't know that necessarily Baltimore or Cleveland is necessarily better than us, their roster top to bottom, but I will definitely accept that they're close. So if they give them the nod, I won't argue that. So, you know, if we're not top 5, we're top 6. And in my opinion, actually, from what I see there, number 4.
I'm surprised they have the Cowboys on there.
Yeah, get out of here. The no defense Cowboys.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. And we're not going to say the Cowboys without Dak because the Cowboys do have Dak.
Yes. No, Dak's back and he's doing his thing, but the
So-
defense
Oh, he
is
said
the
with
key.
Dak. Yeah, they don't. I don't. They still haven't done enough to
Still not
improve their
better.
defense.
They have terrible defense. We can go toe to toe with them and wear out their offense because we can
Yeah, they
actually
can't stop anything.
Yeah, we can actually stop them every now and again where they're not going to stop us.
Yep.
Yeah, their defense is atrocious. And this is why they're going to have problems with their division. You know, Ryan Fitzpatrick might be enough to get that Washington team over the hump. In that division.
Especially with their defense.
That roster that they have that they're putting together, not bad, but they that quarterback position has to give them something. If they can get decent quarterback play, they're the best team in that division.
You think with that defense that they have, that kind of can help a little bit of Fitzpatrick?
It always helps. If you got a defense that can keep games close, that helps.
Yeah.
You know, but I just take the history of Ryan Fitzpatrick as a starter, and Ryan Fitzpatrick will go out there and light up a team, and then he'll go out there and throw 3-4 interceptions the next game.
That can tire out a defense, by the way. You keep putting the defense out there. Yeah. That's one thing about him. He can light you up, man. And then the next thing you know, he's throwing interceptions left and right.
He got 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in back-to-back games. I think this is when he was in Tampa. And then he goes out the next game and throws like 3 interceptions.
Yeah, he's a character, man.
Yeah, he came out in Deshaun Jackson's gold and all that.
Tom, I'm sorry, I'm answering Tom's question. Is a healthy Dak almost as good as Seattle with Wilson? No.
No, Seattle's defense is better than Cowboys' defense right now.
Yeah. It doesn't
not saying much, but it's better.
No.
The thing is,
even the comparison at quarterback.
Yeah, those are guys that are. Dak is good, but Dak is no Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson takes a terrible team and makes them a very good team. Dak takes a poor team and makes them an average team. Yeah, there's levels, and he's definitely not on Russ's level. Yeah, because he doesn't take that team as far. And I mean, they're not that much better. I mean, without them, I would actually argue that the Cowboys are better without those quarterbacks. You just give them scrub quarterbacks, Cowboys are probably a better team. But with them, oh no, not at all.
Yeah, the whole essence of Seattle is Russell Wilson. That guy makes everybody better. I hate to say it. And then right now he's doing his thing right now. Him and his wife just flew to Italy and they're over there getting ready for the season in Italy. So he's doing his thing. Hey, he's building on his family.
That's good. Good for him. I thought we were talking about football.
It is football. He plays FIFA quarterback.
I don't care less about Italy. Yeah.
That's because you're Scrooge, man.
No, just don't. You know what? I don't know any of these guys. I don't care what they do in their personal lives. Just stay out of trouble. And when it's time to play ball, play ball.
Play ball.
I don't know any of them. Their personal lives don't matter to me.
You're so cold.
I'm much more concerned with your personal lives than I am some random quarterback that I don't know at all. Uh, you know, even there's a few of our viewers that I, talk to on a regular basis that I, you know, like to know what's going on with them and that everything's good. Russell Wilson, never met him, could care less.
Yes. Freaking Boston. I'm with you tonight. I can't stand Boston. They're
Are
beating
they
up.
over there spanking the A's or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. And
Well,
I'm
two to
blaming you.
zero, but still.
I'm blaming you. I'm
Why are
blaming
you
you
blaming me for? I'm not
because
on the roster.
your A's are supposed to handle Boston. You're not supposed to let them win.
I know.
Your fault.
I'm gonna after the show. I'm gonna give the manager a call and we're gonna have a serious discussion. So when they play them tomorrow,
Yeah, we got to fix that.
yeah, we're definitely gonna fix that. All right, there, Corey. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend, brother. Once again, congratulations on your riding your bike, bro. I'm so proud of you, man. Keep up the good work, brother. Much love and respect. Have a wonderful weekend.
Here's
Says
a
what
football
do you,
question.
oh, go ahead. You want to read it?
Wow.
There we go.
Oh, sure. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen with Deshaun Watson? Haven't really heard much about his case and still haven't heard he's even been charged. Well, here's the thing. First of all, there's no criminal charges that are even being filed at this point. All they're doing, everything that he's up against is civil.
Yeah. All civil,
It's
no criminal.
basically a bunch of people chasing money. So we'll see how that goes. At least at this point, because of the league's protocol, a lot of the football aspect of what's going on with Deshaun Watson, this works to his advantage. He does not want to play for the Houston Texans, at least according to what he said.
Yep.
And what's probably going to happen is he's going to be placed on the commissioner's exempt list, which means that he won't play. But it means that he gets paid. So it's a win-win for him in that respect, from a football aspect. But, he's got to deal with these civil cases. So he's going to be able to focus on these civil cases. And it's supposed to be going to trial. But no charges have been filed because there's no hard evidence.
Yeah. It's all
So
money, bro.
what it's
Well,
going to be, it's going to be a game that's played in the courtrooms. So because we're playing games in the courtroom, all you need in a civil trial is 50 plus 1. So that means that if you got a jury of 12, if you get 7 that say yes and 5 that say no, then that means that he's civilly liable. But when it comes down to it, a lot of these cases, and it's unfortunate that basically they do a cost analysis, and if it's going to cost more to try the case and pay a bunch of attorneys and all the nonsense, and where you could have just paid these people and go on about your business and save a lot of money, a lot of times these civil cases end up getting settled out of court. So, and unfortunately for him, in the court of public opinion, it would make him look guilty. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just stating what I've seen in the past. I see that I work for the state of California, and the state of California does this all the time. They constantly, guys that don't have any evidence, but they know it's going to go to court, and it'll cost them $600,000 to run this thing through court. But they could give this person $65,000 and tell them have a nice day, and they go on happy saying they won. And ultimately the state ended up winning on that. So, but the state's not an individual. Nobody thinks about it. If it's a person, it attacks their character. So then you have the court of public opinion thing, like what happened to Deshaun if he was to settle out of court. So I'm hoping for his sake that it doesn't go that way, and he can actually be found where they say no, and he can go on with his professional career if he did indeed not do it. I don't want somebody, don't get me wrong, I don't want somebody who is truly guilty to get away with it. He's guilty. He needs to pay the price. I don't know that he is. I don't feel like he is. It just feels weird. You know, how do you have all of these people come forward and nobody wants to file criminal charges for this stuff? It just doesn't add up to me. So, you know, that's my own personal opinion. You know, you guys, if you want to chime in, I'd appreciate your thoughts on it because somebody brought it up. That's why we're on this subject. You know, please do.
They don't have a criminal suit. They don't really have a criminal case though, because there's no hard evidence there to tie him into those crimes that they're supposedly going. So,
But the allegations made. If
the only reason I think it's really
handled properly, they would have evidence. So these people that are making these allegations, is it true? Because some of the things they're alleging are pretty. If you would have taken the right steps when it happened, you'd have some proof. So why is it?
I don't think I'd be waiting 3 or 4 years to bring forth a case that would have had strong backings.
Come on, man. Some of this stuff goes back to 2017. Some of this stuff.
Yeah, like
this has
even his time in like.
I didn't hear you, Beto.
Yeah,
this has the Texans organization written all over it.
It's kind of funny when he said, "I don't want to play for the Texans anymore." Then all of a sudden, bam!
Yep.
Right?
Prior to that, you don't hear nothing. Yep.
But stuff up to 4 years ago, all of a sudden starts flying out.
Yep.
It looks weird. It looks bad.
Yeah.
You know, on their part too. Where did that come from? So, now mind you,
and
once the people in Texas came out, now you got people in California coming out. You got people in Florida coming out. There's 3 different states that people are coming out saying that, you know, he was the massage parlor, you know, package bandit. He was pulling out his package for him. Here,
everybody wants a piece of the pie, bro.
Come on.
Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
You know,
he said the package.
I mean, that's what they turned him into.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Really? Come on.
It's sad. It's sad how they brought this all out on him like that, man. I mean, like Nate said, if he did it and they can bring enough proof, then it is what it is. You pay, you know, you got to handle the consequences. But these allegations that are just brought up just right after after he said he didn't want to play for them no more, it's just like you said, it's too weird. It's just too damn weird. And then everybody now just wants to join into the piece of the pie. And they're like, hey, there's money involved.
One person puts in, and then it's just like the pile-on thing. It's like, oh, let me see. What was the numbers on that contract he just signed?
Yeah.
I want to get my slice of the pie.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, he did it to me too. He pulled his stuff out in front of me and said, rub it for me.
Yeah. I'm not even a masseuse, but he did it to me.
Yeah.
I'm a cook at the restaurant, but I was a masseuse that day.
Like, I work for the DMV.
Yeah,
but he came into the DMV to get a renewal, and he
as a matter of fact, I went to get massaged, and I seen him in the next room, and he pulled it out, so I got offended. So,
yeah, it's a joke. I don't.
It's ridiculous, bro.
I don't think much of it. I'm hoping that my thoughts are what it is because, quite frankly, bottom line, I don't want to see good football players.
Yeah.
Career. I want to see him play football.
Very good point there, Nate. Absolutely.
I mean, it comes down
sad.
If he was a scrub, if he was a scrub, I would really be annoyed that we're having this discussion.
No. Maybe for discussion purposes, I agree, but even a scrub deserves to be freed if it's not his fault.
And I agree with that, but I don't want to have the discussion.
I hear you. Man, bro, you scrubs have no favor with you, bro.
Bottom line, bro. I mean, it's about football. I don't know these guys. I want to see good football. Nick Mullins was the guy on this. It's not messing up football.
That's helping it. That is messed up, bro. But it's true.
Yeah. If Nick Mullins was going through this, I wouldn't care. I mean, it's not messing up football. Deshaun Watson is one of the better quarterbacks in football. I want him on the field.
Yeah. Shit. Arguably, what, the
I
top
do
four?
wonder the timeline.
That's where my interest with football players is playing football. I don't know them.
Well, that's the whole point of watching football, is to watch these players do what they do best.
Yeah, I want them to play football. And only thing I want them to do when they're not playing football is get ready to play football.
So yeah.
Yeah, I just wondered the timeline of how long this process is going to take for him, because I do want to see him back on the football field.
You know, there's only one of two ways. You know, if he goes the route of actually saying, hey, you know, I can save a lot of money by just you know, taking this and putting it, you know, go ahead and, you know, settling it out of court and getting it over with. Well, it's going to hurt him in the court of public opinion, but it's going to get it over with faster. If it goes through, it could be bad. You know, it could take a long time. It could take, you know, he definitely missed the season, and you know, it would actually threaten the earlier part of next season. Typically, you know, it drags on, and as many people as he has making claims, I don't know if they've deposed these people, how much they have got from them, you know, because sometimes you get in there and you start putting these people in depositions and you find out that they're full of it because everything's inconsistent, because it deposed by your and then you get deposed by the opposing counsel, and your stories don't match up because you were telling some nonsense story in the first place. So it doesn't match up in there. So you move that one to the side. And oh, by the way, one of the things that wasn't really talked about too much, because you know they always want to spin a negative connotation on everything and yes, it actually did hurt Big Ben for a short period of time, but you know, after a while it just went on by. But Big Ben's was criminal. And Big Ben's was definitely criminal, and he got found not guilty.
In other words, he paid off.
How he got found not guilty?
Yeah.
Because Ben had